Kristi, Paskey, Lodi head coach. But I mean, awful. Really, really good game. I guess what was the difference if you had to pick one out that you guys were able to win this one?
Third quarter. I think nerves. We were a little tired. I mean, it's a really tough day. We all traveled together to the boys' game. We got all the girls back on the bus, got something to eat, and came here. That makes for an exhausting day in itself. So I think in the first half we got nerves. We were a little tired, a little emotional. So we had to settle them down at halftime, and I think that third quarter made the difference in the game tonight.
And it probably helped in the third quarter that Gretchen was able to come out and score right away. Get going in the third quarter right away, huh?
And that's her quarter, it seems to be. In most games that we've had, that third quarter is a huge one for her. We knew if she could get off kind of the non-scoring thing, once she scores, she starts to really play a good game, and that's what we needed.
And Meredith Gallagher had...
Ice Princess is her new nickname.
Ice Princess?
Yeah, we call her the Ice Princess because she's pretty like a princess, but she's got ice through her veins because she hit some big threes for us, and she did it again tonight.
And the one from like 26 feet or 24 feet, boy, that was,
huge. I think that was momentum swinging right there. It was the end of the quarter. They were kind of teetering on with them back and forth, and that just extended our lead just enough to feel comfortable, I think.
All the girls say that, they've seen her make some pretty long ones. Like, where in practice, what's the furthest you've seen her make from?
They play the game, and they shoot them up. So she's probably somewhere between half court and three-point line, and then they call, we're going to state. So if you make it, you're going to state, and that's what they do.
And they also apparently do something, they've done this 3-2-1 thing where they kind of practice, the celebration.
3, 2, 1, we're going to state, and then they practice the celebration.
What was that like, watching them get to actually do it now in a game after seeing it so much at practice?
When you spend this much time with girls like this, they feel like daughters. So for me, it was just pure tears for these girls. They've worked so hard. They've overcome so much adversity. A lot of people have doubted them throughout the last 4 years, and I think to actually get them to see them to do it for real is an amazing feeling.
I noticed kind of it seemed like a special moment between you and your dad on the bench there, and you kind of started crying. I guess, can you just tell me what that was like?
Since I've been a little girl, my dad and I have talked basketball, done basketball. My dad was my head coach. And to bring him on as my assistant, my offensive coordinator, I can't put it into words. The man knows so much about basketball. I love getting to spend every day at practice with him and having him sit next to me when we're in a game.
The way the game, the way you guys were leading, you kind of got to get that emotional, thing out of the way and then kind of regroup and, celebrate.
Yeah, and celebrate. I think it's good to kind of be able to get everybody in, get everybody their applause, and kind of know the game is over instead of kind of a last-second shot. I feel like it's easy to get the emotions out of the way and then celebrate.
These girls have, they've kind of had to do this celebration thing for a couple weeks now with the boys. They're, I know they had the regional title a week ago, but celebrating all these the boys' accomplishments. Now they get to do it. I mean, what's that like?
It's pretty huge. You're tucked behind such a great program like the boys program, with the reversal the last couple of years where we're after the boys. It kind of is like, oh, they just won regionals, the boys just won sections, so the boys are going to state. So, being tucked behind sometimes is hard, but I think it also gave them more drive to want it just as bad, because they could see how much fun and how awesome it was for the boys, and they wanted the same thing.
And you guys were kind of mirrored the boys in the turnaround. You were 7-16 4 years ago, and and good last year, and and just took it a step further this year. How I guess just talk about what it's been like to see the low and now feel the high.
The low is pretty low. I'm going to be honest. With communities these days, there's a lot of pressure to be well and do well, and so the low is pretty low, and people kind of turn fast. And the difference is girls that want to get into the gym and work out, girls that are multiple sport athletes, girls that spend, when they're in the basketball season, they play basketball. When they're in the soccer season, they play soccer. So that makes a difference in a program. And when girls can just concentrate on basketball during our season, I think it's huge.
Just a couple more quick questions. You said the other night that the girls like to, make things interesting for you. They did it, falling behind Lakeside, they did it last week, and I guess when did they do it today? When was it interesting today?
When we had a lead in the first, and then they took the lead over. I think their lead was 17-15. That's where they made it kind of interesting for me, and then after we took the lead back, then I felt a little calmer.
And then final question, I guess just summarize, sum up, put into words what this moment means.
Everything, pretty much. I think, just the hard work that these girls have put in, and getting to watch them go from a 7-and-something team to where they're at now, that means the world to me.
Cool. Anything else? Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.